Hi, welcome to American Bravado. I'm JT, and today we're talking about princesses. Now, in case you haven't heard, Channel 4 is releasing a documentary about Princess Diana this Sunday. It's called In Her Own Words, and it's going to be releasing never-before-heard footage of the princess in secretly recorded conversations. Now, in my opinion, who gives a shit? It's been 20 years since she's been gone, and she's just a lady with a complicated life, and really, it's not that great of a story. I'm not enthralled at all. Now, I know what you're thinking. Oh, JT, you're just upset because America doesn't have any princesses of their own. Well, you see, that's where you're wrong. America does have princesses, and we do it better than the rest of the world. Just look at the Kardashian family. You have Kim, Kourtney, Khloe, and Bruce. They didn't gain the adoration of our country by birthright. No, they had to work hard to get where they're at. They had to start their own businesses, star on their own TV shows, strategically release a sex tape. You see, to be an American princess, you need American work ethic. You're not some taxpayer-funded princess who is literally one heartbeat away from becoming an actual welfare queen. No, if you're an American princess, you need to pick yourself up by your Louis Vuittons and get to work. But you see, the problem is, American princesses have a relatively short reign. It's very hard to keep the public's attention for that long. Will we be talking about Kim in 20 years the same way we're talking about Diana? Probably not. She'll probably go the way as Paris Hilton or this girl or whoever this one was. But there has to be someone out there. Someone who has the staying power and legitimacy of Princess Diana. And someone who has the charisma of these collagen-addicted Californians. There has to be someone out there. Gugusha. This is the story of Gulnara Karimova, or as she's better known as Gugusha. She had it all, money, fame, power, only to suddenly disappear. So who is she? Well, she's the daughter of former Uzbekistani president Islam Karimov. And at one point, she was thought to be a potential successor. Under him, she was a diplomat, a philanthropist, and even a pop star. But to better understand, Gugusha! We need to look at Uzbekistan's history. In 1989, the Soviet Union collapsed, and Uzbekistan became its own independent state. Islam Karimov, a former Communist Party official, was elected its president with over 86% of the vote. And in subsequent elections, he was elected with over 90% of the vote. Now, he remained president until his death in 2016. So with a reign that long, he was undoubtedly a charismatic and effective ruler. But election watchdog groups have claimed that his rule was suspect. They claim that he suppressed opposition parties, and that sometimes blank ballots were counted as yes, and that he kept candidate registration forms at the end course for Uzbek and Ninja Warrior. Now, if you don't want to work hard to become president, maybe you should be president. After 9/11, Karimov had a new problem: radical Islam. And in a 90% Islamic country, radical Islam was everywhere, depending on your definition of the word radical. The strange thing that many of the radical Islamicists that he jailed also happen to be political enemies of his. It is seriously the strangest coincidence. Human rights groups claim that this religious oppression is what led to the Anjan massacre. In the town of Anjan, a group of over 500 people were protesting the government reforms, and then they were rounded up and shot by the military. According to local Uzbekis, we should be so happy to live in Uzbekistan, and we honor the memory of the great Islam Karimov. Hey, look, political dissidents. The problem with Uzbekistan is while the constitution guarantees a free press, the government is allowed to censor any news they deem as fake news. So really, we don't get any full or legitimate stories out of Uzbekistan. And this further adds to the mystery of Gugusha. We start in her early years. Gulnara goes to Taskanet University, graduates with full honors, and it has nothing to do with the fact that her father's name is on the building. Then she studies at the New York Fashion Institute of Technology. She eventually goes to get her master's at Harvard University. After mastering the field of academics, she moves on to politics. Gugusha. She starts as a bureaucrat in Uzbekistan's capital and quickly makes her way up the ranks. She becomes ambassador to Spain and then becomes the official representative to the United Nations for Uzbekistan. Not willing to be stopped there, she moves on to the field of business. Gugusha. In 2009, Gugusha starts her own line of fine jewelry, with the intention of having the proceeds being donated to a children's charity. Critics say that the funds never made it to the charity. So to rectify this problem, Gugusha starts her own clothing line. High fashion with the intent of having her own fashion show. Then the media finds out that cotton used for her clothing line is being picked by child laborers. Gugusha makes sure she's good on her promise. She helped the children out by getting them jobs. Gugusha. After becoming a great business success, Gugusha moves on to become an international pop star. In 2009, she shares the stage with rock legend Sting, and only one of them gets criticism this time. In 2012, she releases a duet with international actor Gerard Depardieu, and you can see by this video that he had at least 20 minutes to shoot it with her. It's always a good sign when the music video is a studio recording and he's reading straight from a card. After conquering business, politics, music, the world comes crashing down on Gugusha. Scandal hits. She gets caught taking $1 billion in bribes from Russian and Scandinavian telecom industries. As things started to look darker, she got into a Twitter war with her mother, where she accused her sister of witchcraft. Soon thereafter, the Uzbek Attorney General began to press charges for corruption and accused her of being part of an international money laundering ring. Then in 2014, her world came to a screeching halt. The Attorney General placed her under house arrest, and she hasn't been heard from since. But worst of all, her album Runround has been panned by critics. In 2016, rumors emerged that she was poisoned and buried in an unmarked grave. We haven't heard anything since, until this week, where Uzbeki government sources confirm that she is still alive and well. So the question is this a story of political forces conspiring against her? Or is this an elaborate plan to come back, jump into the limelight, and release a new album? She's probably just dead in an unmarked grave. Gugusha! I could do this all day.